This nah. It's not even a minute in yet, because I already know if you cuss or you swear 2 minutes in, they mess up with your numbers and your monetization. So let me chill. Let me chill for now. For now, let me chill. This is gonna be almost all about Joy Taylor show. But this show is gonna focus on evil. Because we have to speak on the evil that we are seeing. We have to speak on it. This is gonna be a show. We will address other things, but we will definitely address evil. We have to address the evil. The evil that I have been witnessing, man. I first of all, I can't believe the nerve of a lot of people out here. You know, a lot of people were afraid to cover the Joy Taylor topic. But then Shannon Sharp goes down, and you see people on the internet doing the Millie Wop, dancing on this ninja grave. I was like, wow. You're just like, wow. But anyways, this bitch. I gotta do that. I gotta get that as a soundbite. I definitely gotta get that as a soundbite. What new ones did I add? I like this one because I added the full the TD Jakes, the full swallowing.
Would have been. I would have been. I would have been. I would have been. I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelmed?
That is crazy, man. That's definitely one of the funnier ones. Definitely one of the funnier ones. Definitely one of the funnier ones. But anyways, we will open up with a little bit of should we do a little bit of an intro to these, or nah, we'll save it. But we'll definitely start off with a video. We'll definitely start off with a video for today. Um what should we start off with? What should we start off with? What should we start off with? This one right here. Yeah, we'll start off with this one. we'll start off with this one, because the delusion and the evil, because it's all gonna come together. It's all gonna come together. Because right now we're living in a world where it's more than just, oh Lord have mercy. It's more than people moving the goalposts. It's more than that. It's more evil than that. It's like people moving the goalposts, but to like an extent, to such a blatant extent, like it's not even funny. It's not even. It's like it's not even funny anymore. The way people are moving the goalposts nowadays, right? So we'll start off with the story. We'll start off with this story here. We have this woman here. I haven't seen the full video yet, but it says here it says brace yourself. She's 27 and in a 7-year relationship with a married man who's now distant. He pays her bills and leaves. She wants more. This is insanity right here. This is insanity, but I know of many cases like this. First of all, to the married man, you stupid than a you know what. to have a side chick for that long while you're married, or to have really a side chick at all while being married. You putting yourself at risk, especially nowadays, right? This isn't the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, 60s, 70s, right? It's not that kind of time anymore where you could do stuff like that, right? So you putting yourself at risk, brother. But I digress. So the side chick is gonna be the girl to the right, and the coach, right? I guess the life coach or the dating coach is the girl to the left, right? So we're we're gonna hear this real quick.
So I was dealing with this guy, right? An older guy. He was a married man, but he basically like gaslighted me to being his girlfriend. Like obviously, I was 21 when I met him. I'm 27 now. We ended up going relationship. I'm talking about I met his mom, everyone in the family, besides his daughter, clearly, besides his wife. Up until I pulled up to the house of the wife, I had to see it all for myself and had him tell the truth to his wife and all that. And I'm like to the point where I'm healed and I know his situation already. I know that he's just a strip club owner. And do I be the black cat or do I be the golden retriever for him?
My question is, do you want to be the wife or do you want to be the side chick forever? That's up to you.
See, that's the problem. See, I'm not side chick. I'm not. And that's why our relationship has fumbled, because I'm not that.
But technically, Kiara, if he is married, then you are the side chick.
Technically, right?
I'm assuming he's not leaving his wife, and you guys.
That's his business. That's his problem.
My thing is, Kiara, if that doesn't matter, right, about his wife or him not leaving her or staying with her, why was it important that you meet her?
No, at the moment, because we were in a serious relationship where I thought that I was potentially going to be his wife. He's not the type of caliber of man that I would want to pursue. But because he still financially takes care of me, he's not chasing no more.
Okay, he's not chasing anymore, but he's paying your bills. But it sounds like you want the emotional part back. That's not there anymore.
There you go.
So that's why you're asking, should you be the black cat and not care anymore? Okay, F it. You don't care, I don't care. But you do care. And it's okay to say that you do.
She said, let me hold your hand while I say this. That's one of my favorite sound bites of all time, mind you. Let me hold your hand when I say this. When I when I said you're not special, I meant that. I got to get that sound bite as well.
He comes every first of the month. He's like, here's your rent. And that's it. And I'm just like, I don't like that. I don't like the feeling of it.
So is it he comes and gives you the money, you guys are intimate, and he goes? No, I think you guys are being intimate because everyone has Zelle, Quick Pay, Cash App.
My love, I don't gotta lie about anything.
I just.
Oh my goodness. Why the capping? Why? That's also another thing too. Because people talk about, cheating, all this stuff. At the end of the day, it's always been a myth that men cheat more than women. Women actually cheat more than men. The thing is, men get caught cheating more than women get caught cheating because of situations like this. Women cannot stand being side chicks. No matter how slutty they are, they could be messing with all types of people. Even if they're getting paid, they are, especially nowadays, even if you're paying them, they are likely to expose you. She's got her rent paid for how many years? She's saying now as being a side chick / concubine, whatever. And she's really seriously thinking about exposing the dude. But this is the problem when it's the woman being the side chick. She is likely to expose you. If the man is being the side dude, he doesn't want nothing more than that. He wants nothing more than that for the most part. Side dudes tend to play their role more than side chicks. Now, obviously, that's not an absolute situation, but for the most part, this is true.
Just feel he's not leaving his wife.
My business, I'm at peace with that.
Kiara, I don't think so. It's nice to say when it's live. It's nice to be tough. You're lying to me.
I'd be delusional.
Yeah. You don't lay up with a man, give a man 7 years of your heart and your life.
I don't lay up with him anymore.
And you don't care. You can't tell me you don't care, Kiara. No.
I care about what?
Him coming, giving you money and leaving and not being emotional with you anymore.
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to figure out with you right now. because I do social media for real.
Why are you back? Do you want to go viral?
No. Your child want to ask questions. I could answer questions.
No, but I thought we were going to talk on a one-on-one.
Like, I always wanted to share my story because I could help somebody else not be in my situation.
Okay, well, if you...
Bitch, oh, you knowingly was a side chick to a married dude for several years. What do you mean coach people to not be in your situation? A kid could see that you playing yourself. A kid. Forget an adult. A kid could see that you're playing yourself right now.
You want to stay up and answer, ask questions, and then we get into pro.
I'm talking about like an 8-year-old girl could see that she playing herself. No diggity. No diggity.
You could cash at me now. Stay up for 30 minutes. I don't mind.
I mean, I thought you helped the girls out and this and the next.
I do. I helped you out. You came up, you asked your question, you were up here for a good 15 minutes, and then we ended it, and you said you're going to schedule a one-on-one call.
This is my first time doing this, sis. Like, be honest with you.
Now I'm being called sis? Wait, I'm confused. Why am I being called sis?
No, that's how I talk sometimes. No,
it's the girls who are ready to come up. I don't need one person on my live to get it going.
Like, that's why I thought, like, let me get back on.
But that's bringing traffic to your page. So if we doing promo, babe, let's send the money. I got the Cash App. We got the Zelly.
Heard you. Brokey. Y'all see me in a whole penthouse. So I was there with this guy.
What in the hell? She forgot this is a quote unquote life coach. She ain't doing this for free. Oh Lord. Oh man. I'm like, let's look at these comments real quick because it don't get no more delusion than that. But guys, you got to be careful because you have in this era that we're living in, since this is what we call this a gynocracy. So everything is being viewed through the feminine, but this so-called divine feminine or this feminine lens that we're looking, through every situation in, there's no order. It's just chaos. Right. So looking things through the feminine view is also looking things through a delusional point of view for many points. So now it's normal for an OnlyFans girl, right? Or an escort to think that she deserves more than what she's getting. It's normal now for a bitch like this, who's clearly a side chick, to go be with a openly married man and still think she's not a side chick. And she's not the main chick, right? So when we're looking through things in a feminine point of view, a feminine thing, a feminine viewpoint, a pink tinted pink colored glasses, it's not sunshines and rainbows and utopia. It's really you're looking through things in a delusional point of view. So now it's normal for chicks like this to just mess up the natural order of things, right? Somebody said, bless her heart, wasted almost all her 20s on a married man. Please move on and pray karma doesn't hit you too hard. Hey, bro, not even the girlies are on her side. But this is the delusion, right? And then also what you got to understand now, particularly with the men with money or famous dudes looking at this, you have to understand this. Women don't just want to be around men with paper and clout anymore. They want what you guys got. They out to take your stuff. So it's not enough. Okay, so back in the day, it would be enough, right? For it would just be enough for shout out to educated Tyrone. But back in the day, it would be enough for a girl to just be around a famous guy, like just to be around the famous person, just to be around the top jock in the high school or college, or the top athlete, or the person with the most crowd, just to be around him would be enough. And to say I was around him. No, now because the women have been around these powerful quote on people, they think they deserve what these powerful people got. They want what they got monetarily. So that means either and that could mean blackmailing them, which the 19-year-old white lady did to Shannon Sharp, whether it be through blackmailing them through whatever videotape, whether it be through messing up their program if they're married and they were the side chick, whether it be through filing a false accusation, whether it be running with the murderer or the culprit for years and then turning on him, Cassie Ventura style. Oh, by the way, with the Diddy trial, you heard it here first. Cassie is going to be made to look like the biggest victim on the earth. Because mind you, I'm not saying that Cassie didn't get done dirty, but Cassie was running with Diddy. She was a full participant with Diddy. But the thing is, during those years when Cassie was kind of on and off dating Diddy, so when she wasn't dating Diddy in those off years, she would go out with other dudes. And those other dudes saw how dirty Diddy treated her. Now, there are also plenty of other witnesses that people are not talking about, where I'm talking about there are people on the West Coast with their own podcast, I won't say their name, where they have with real connections saying that Cassie was sitting there laughing with Diddy when Diddy was putting his hands on Kim Porter, one of his I think his ex-wife. Was Kim Porter his ex-wife or just a baby mother? I don't remember. But when Kim Porter was his chick and Cassie first came onto the scene, Cassie would assist Diddy in putting his hands on Kim Porter. So I've heard that from multiple people, but what they're going to do, they're going to try to make Cassie Ventura look like the ultimate victim, and it's going to work because Cassie Ventura, she's light-skinned, she is pretty, and it's going to be easy to kind of make her look like she was just trapped and she was, she was just in too deep. and because I'm seeing even some of my favorite YouTubers trying to make Cassie look like the victim, and I'm like, look, I'm not saying Diddy never did Cassie dirty, but I always say it like this. I'm like, do you guys feel bad for the gang member that did dirt with his gang, and then he ends up, for whatever reason, he gets ousted by the gang, and then he ends up snitching on the whole organization? Does that make him a hero? Does that make him a victim? Honestly, it makes him neither a hero nor a victim. It just makes him a snitch. Right? We actually call those guys like the actual snitches. We call those guys real snitches. So what would Cassie Ventura be in this case? You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I look at these things. Women are they're making it where all the leverage is on their side. Even if they make so many bad decisions where they could still come out with the biggest leverage. Pyro said CGA did say lawsuits are the new divorce. Yeah, that came. Oh yeah. By the way, if you ever hear, because I be hearing a lot of these podcasters, and they don't be giving people their credit. Because I've seen like podcasters, they start saying lawsuits are the new divorce. I'm like that clearly came from Coach Greg Adams. I'm like that clearly came from him. Like clearly, there's a lot of people that jack people's style, like, but even in this space, because if to use that logic, basically everybody took all their talking points from Corey Holcomb and Patrice O'Neal and Tom Likas. So You know what I mean? So it's kind of a slippery slope to go down that road. But at the same time, if you do hear anybody saying lawsuits are the new divorce, they most likely got it from the CGA. But like people will say that quote, but they will not credit Coach Greg Adams. I'm like, come on, guys, let's not do that. Let's give people their credit. Same way, like how you know you got to give, like say for example, when you talk about say if we talk about TFM and him being open about the AI bots, the sex dolls, the sex toys for men and stuff. He was, you know what I mean? He was one of the first people on that. Or how about this with Sandman when him talking about AI taking over and it being like it's gonna the way it's gonna take over is gonna be like an exponential increase of taking over, not no like increase. It's gonna be like exponential, like so. When you talk about exponential increase, right? 3 to the third power, 3 to the fourth power. You know what I mean? That ends up, you know, for 3 to the what was it? 4 to the third power. That's way different than 4 times 3, right? Which would be like the average increase, or a y equals mx plus b type situation. No. An exponential increase is like it's just gonna, once it comes on the market, it's gonna be a lot of people losing their jobs. So that's you got to credit that to Sandman, right? But yeah, people got to give people their credit though. People just got to give people their credit. But anyways, let's also look up something real quick. Diddy celebrity list, celebrities named. So right here, you see, except cookies. All right. So they got, let me see, what in the hell? Here are the A-listers mentioned in the Diddy trial so far. Now, just because you see their names doesn't mean that doesn't mean that they're necessarily perpetrators. They're probably, a lot of those people on that list, they're probably there to also testify against Diddy. And like I said, when it comes to Cassie Ventura, they're gonna really make her. She is going to become the victim of America. You heard it here first, because I'm from the YouTubers that I've been watching and listening to and doing my own research. The way that they're setting this stuff up, it's hilarious to me. It's funny to me. It's hilarious to me. Like I remember I was in like one live chat and I was like, I put in the chat, because remember when the video came out with Diddy in his towel throwing around Cassie Ventura. Now, maybe I'm a little bit desensitized, but that video didn't really move me. It didn't shock me because I've already heard the rumors about what Diddy was doing, because I already knew Diddy was a monster in the industry. And just because Cassie was doing dirt with Diddy doesn't mean that she wasn't being done dirt. She wasn't getting hands put on her. And Diddy seemed like the type to do that. Honestly, right? So when I saw the video, I put in the live chat today. I'm not gonna say what channel's name is. I said, the video didn't really move me. I don't know what but basically I was implying that the video wasn't really a big deal to me. You had all the moderators in that channel adding me. What are you talking about? What do you mean? I was like, oh, these. So I'm telling you, they're gonna make Cassie look like the biggest victim. And I don't really see her as a victim. I don't. Like, I see her as I see her as how you look like how you look at a gang member that is snitching on their organization. An ex-gang member that for whatever reason is on the outs, or they decided to oust the organization that they were doing dirt with. I don't look at that gang member. I don't even, yes, on paper they're a snitch, but I don't look at them as a hero nor a victim. I don't look at them as a good guy or a bad guy. I just look as a person looking out for their own interest, right? This is the acronym for snitch, by the way. Snitch acronym. There's an acronym for snitch that a lot of people don't know in the streets. They're in the streets. They're the snitch. It stands for something. Let me see if I can look it up, because it's from a song that Pharrell Williams was singing. Hey yo, have y'all ever heard of the Pusha T snitch song featuring Pharrell? This is what snitch stands for. Sorry, ninja, I'm trying to come home. Sorry, ninja, I'm trying to come home. That's what the S stands for sorry, N stands for ninja, I stands for I am, T stands for trying to, C stands for coming, H stands for home. That's what snitch means. Snitch is neither the hero nor the victim, just a person looking out for themselves. And that's Cassie Ventura. Neither the victim nor the hero, in my opinion. Just in my opinion. Yep. Sorry, ninja, I'm trying to come home. That was brilliant. I don't know if Pharrell wrote that, because I remember hearing that song for the first time. This was on Pusha T's album in I think this was in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look that up. Which album was that on? Which album was that on? Was that on the 2013? No, that's on the 2013 album. My Name Is My Name. Yeah, the song is called Snitch. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yes, sir. It's a very powerful song. The song came out in, was it 2014? Yep, 2014. Produced, written by Pharrell Williams. Yep, he wrote that. Shout out to Pharrell Williams. That was brilliant. Sorry, ninja, I'm trying to come home. That's how the song really go. That's how the chorus really go, like that. It really do go like that. Hey yo. But anyways, let's list some of the A-listers mentioned in the Diddy trial so far. Mike Myers, Michelle Williams, Kanye West. And just because you see these names doesn't mean they're the perpetrators. That means they could be testifying against Diddy, right? Michael Myers, Michelle Williams, Lauren London, Christian King Combs, Justin Combs. It's going to be interesting to see, are they going to be defending their father, or Justin Combs, his alleged father, or will they be testifying against him? That's the question. Okay. Dallas Austin, Cassie Ventura, Kid Cudi. I know Kid Cudi will be testifying against Diddy. We already know that. Michael B. Jordan, who once dated Cassie. So I remember when I heard his name, I was like, oh, he's going to be testifying against Diddy. Wow. So this is why I'm letting you guys know in advance. Cassie has a lot of people backing her. There's going to be a lot of people behind Cassie because at the end, I'm pretty sure because I'm pretty sure Diddy was out here pimp slapping her in front of company. That I am 1,000% sure he was doing stuff like that. That I can bank on that. And like I said, when you see stuff like that in real life, you feel bad, but there's really nothing you can do about that situation. So there's going to be a lot of celebrities coming up, and they're going to be testifying against Diddy on Cassie's behalf, right? So Kid Cudi, who was also dating Cassie a little bit in the off times in between, you know, in the breaks within the breaks of Diddy and Cassie's relationship, within the breaks of Diddy's Cassie's relationship, Cassie would date other people, right? And Kid Cudi was definitely one of those people. Yeah. Aubrey O'Day. Yep, Aubrey O'Day, a former member of Danity Kane, has been outspoken about the X-Label executive, calling him a soulless man and saying the working conditions for the girl group were toxic. O'Day once said, Combs' alleged mistreatment was enough to have changed the course direction of my entire life. Aubrey, is that who I think it is? Let me see. Don't tell me. Yeah, that's the blonde chick. I remember her. This shout out, I will say, I'm going to give her a pass. Now, I already know she's definitely testifying against Diddy. We already know that. People might not be familiar with her, but I'm pretty sure you guys recognize her face. But she was one of the first people that was on Diddy's neck before it was popular to do it. Like her 50 Cent and other people too. But Aubrey O'Day was very outspoken about Diddy in the past. So her, I give her a pass. Like say if I saw like 50 Cent, people I give a pass, Kid Cudi, Michael B. Jordan to a lesser extent, right? But Aubrey O'Day, I give her a pass. She has always been outspoken about Diddy being the dirty prick that he was. So I give her a pass. I'm like, that better not be who I think it is. Oh man. I don't know if she's gonna come in and she's not gonna come in at it from a Cassie Ventura standpoint. She's just gonna talk about just with her and her record deal with him. So that's different. That's different. Don Richard. Yeah, Don Richard is that's just all off the label. So yeah, Don Richard, Aubrey O'Day, Kid Cudi, Cassandra. Yeah, all of these people are gonna be basically like these A-listers that you see, like Michelle Williams. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll say this. I'll say this. I can guarantee you Michelle Williams, Dallas Austin, Kid Cudi, Michael B. Jordan, Aubrey O'Day, Don Richard, and Cassie Ventura, they're there to testify against Diddy. And a lot of the people that I just named, those are going to be the ones that had dated Cassie at some point. Lauren London, I'm not sure. But we'll see. With Lauren London, I'm not sure. Michelle Williams, she's definitely testifying against Diddy. She's definitely, yeah. But I'll say this, but yeah, especially you talking about Kid Cudi, Michael B. Jordan, Aubrey O'Day is definitely like she's just gonna be doing exactly what she was doing. I was like, Aubrey O'Day. I'm like, that name sounds so familiar. Then I saw the I think because you know what it is with Aubrey O'Day, they're just gonna look at her having all this plastic surgery on her face. Because Aubrey O'Day has definitely gotten work done on her face and her body, so people are just gonna take that and then they're just gonna think, oh, she's just lying. Nah. She's been spot on about Diddy for a long time. That's one of the. She's the classic case of don't judge a book by its cover. She's definitely a classic case of that. But she's been on Diddy's neck. I'm talking about where it derailed her career. Talking about Diddy. So shout out to her. Very interesting stuff. Anyways, next post. Next post. Because we're still talking about the evil. Oh, let's talk about Cree Summer. Do y'all remember Cree Summer from A Different World? I don't know if y'all remember her. I don't know if y'all remember her. I don't know if y'all remember her. Hold on for a sec. What in the hell? Let's bring the video up. I don't know if y'all remember her, but let's bring her up. Let's bring her up. Hide this joint real quick. Gotta let this thing. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Let's make the screen bigger. Pause. That's what she said. Cue the laughter. But I don't know if you guys remember Cree Summer. Oh man. That's crazy work. I don't know if you guys remember Cree Summer from A Different World, but she is like a classic warning of like, dude, like ladies, please don't wait too long. Please don't wait too long, or you're gonna end up like Cree Summer here. Because the wall is undefeated, man. The wall is undefeated.
Oh, so embarrassing to say at 55. I don't think I've clearly chosen a partner that's compatible for me. Yet, with all I know, I'm too smart to have chosen what I've chosen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have given myself the credit for how intelligent I really am.
Even actually when you were talking in the beginning about, you know, the
So you already hear the delusion. You already hear the delusion. Already.
kind of people who approach you and like, well, that's just who approaches me. I'm like, well, who do you approach?
I don't approach anybody.
Why
I've
not?
never done that before. Ever. I don't think I've ever approached a man. I've never asked a man out.
Why?
I don't know now that we're talking about it.
At age 55, mind you.
Now that I think about it, I mean, what is there to lose?
Right. And then you get to actually be in the driver's seat and select.
And I do love the driver's seat.
That's to give yourself credit to not just that you didn't pick the right people, but you have to wait statistically for the right person to pick you.
Yes, what a lovely gift. You're so right. Maybe I'll give it a try.
You really should.
I think I should.
At 55, what is she talking about? It's over, ma'am.
Your best relationship.
Well, I'll say this: her best bet. She's gonna have to find like a 70 or an 80-year-old, because even the 60-year-olds are even they ain't even finna touch her like that. But I mean, bruh, what has she been doing this whole time? But yeah, this oh my goodness, man.
Your most erotic life is like that way.
Woo!
That's really cool.
It's very cool.
A lot of
It's very
people,
cool.
it's way better.
I do. Now I want to try it. Oh my God, my girlfriends are just going to be like, bitch, we heard you say it on camera. It's on.
What is she talking about? The wall, like her wall. First of all, her wall has been passed like 30 years ago. Maybe 20 years ago, but definitely, I'll say in my opinion, 30 years. She's like 30 years way too late. What is she talking about? 55. I'm finally gonna approach a dude. What are you talking about? Let's read some of the comments though. Let's read some of the comments for this one. This is ridiculous. This is probably one of the most ridiculous videos I've ever seen. Like this can't even be defended. There's no way you can defend this behavior. No way. He said the whole vibe here feels extra weird and disingenuous. Well, yeah, that's when you be approaching some of the, like cat ladies like this, like they be extra weird. Somebody says she doesn't approach because the guy she wants don't want her, and she knows it. She sounds scary. Like, yeah, like women like her, believe it or not, when she was like this, she was going for Chad. And mind you, that doesn't mean she wasn't getting smashed or not passed around. It's just she never got chose. She never got chose. Right? Somebody said we're living in an open air asylum filled with delusion. Somebody said BWs are in a state of emergency. Well, yeah. Yeah, she was talking about maybe I've given myself too much credit for being too smart. What are you talking about? It's over for you. What are you talking? Like she's supposed to be she like at that age, she's supposed to be literally she's supposed to be at that age potentially literally looking forward to being a grandma at that point. Like she should have already literally had husband, kids, family, and then like I'm talking about like she should have already been in the stage where it's like, you know, my kid, my daughter or my son just graduated, just finished law school, just finished medical school. Thank the Lord. She's supposed to be at she's at 55 talking about I'm finally gonna approach a man. What are you talking? Oh my goodness. Straight la la land. This is the best comment right here, bro. Look at this gif, man. This is crazy. I remember this from Hey Arnold. Oh man, the queen cat lady from Hey Arnold. Hold on for a second. Let me get a bigger picture of that. I need a bigger picture of that. Yeah, Mrs. Ryle. Is that her name? Is that her name, Mrs. Ryle? Hell nah. Oh nah, that's something else. Maybe that's the wrong character. But I do remember off Nickelodeon. It's crazy work. Yeah, that cat gif is crazy. That cat gif is crazy work. Someone said my girlfriend's at 55. That's the problem. She might as well bump coochies the way they were smiling with each other. Somebody said pack her up. Somebody said her, Lisa Ray, Vivica A. Fox should start a podcast called Copium GL so they can tell each other all the lies they have to tell themselves on a daily basis as to why they're single and how pushing 60 is a path to great relationships and Superman will be waiting for them when they get there. Yeah, just pure delusion. Pure delusion. But like I said, most dudes they're not going to tell her this. Like even like say like even if she has brothers or fathers, they're not going to tell her this. They're not. Believe it or not. Let me give y'all another one. Let me give y'all another one before we go into Joy Taylor. Let me give you guys another one. Potentially two more, but let me give y'all this. Because this is some interesting stuff that I've been hearing lately. This is some interesting stuff. This is from a video that I dropped today. Actually, I dropped this video today. Yes, sir. I dropped this video today. I thought this was very interesting. This is from Turning Point USA. And you guys need to see this. It's definitely one of the more interesting videos that I've done. Definitely one of the more interesting videos. You see, hit that playback speed. Press play right here. So obviously we got Turning Point USA, got Charlie Kirk and Vivek Ramaswamy, right? They're doing their little tour. And yes, I'm demeaning it a little bit. They're doing those little college debate tours where you got these Republican dudes or these RP dudes or these people in this space, and they're debating these college kids, right? About pro-life, pro-choice, political discussions, debating the delusional liberal females on these college campuses. That's what they're doing. But an interesting question was posed to this girl after this girl posed a question to Charlie Kirk. She's gonna ask Charlie Kirk. I'm gonna let the video play because this is very interesting. This is very interesting stuff.
If the only way to ban abortion forever would be to bring back slavery, would you do it?
No.
No?
No. I wouldn't bring back slavery to try to limit murder. No.
Okay.
What kind of outrageous question is that, by the way?
So this is just crazy. This is crazy stuff. Like I still don't understand like how like obviously I'm not a conservative nor a liberal. I have told people, yes, obviously I'm right leaning, but that doesn't mean I'm conservative or liberal, but I'm definitely not liberal. And if you are a black man in 2025 and you liberal, slap yourself. I'm talking about you are open liberal, like fully, and you claim yourself to be a Democrat or a liberal, and you are a black man in 2025, slap yourself. Malcolm X has already warned people, particularly black people, about this, how liberals use black people and they use black issues and they use it as a political football. They're just using you so they can advance their own agenda. And I do not want to be used like that. And once you see the liberals' true intentions, it will disgust you. There's no way you can be a liberal after you understand, or just an open Democrat after you understand what they're trying to do. Once you see what they're trying to do, it shouldn't even be a debate no more. She really thought that was a gotcha question. Let's see this question one more time that she posed. This is crazy work.
The only way to ban abortion forever would be to bring back slavery. Would you do it?
And look at her face. She really thinks she got him with this. And bruh, even I'm pretty sure even a Klan member would say no. Just like say if secretly Charlie Kirk was some kind of Klan member, even he would have the smarts to be like, no, this is a clearly loaded ass question. No, he's gonna say no to that. This is an outrageous question.
No.
No.
No. I wouldn't bring back slavery to try to limit murder. No.
Okay.
What kind of outrageous question is that, by the way?
I'm just curious. Just
No,
yes
but-
or no.
And he already said no. So this bitch clearly not listening. This is why I keep telling dudes, stop debating women, particularly stop debating liberal women. I don't know who is in the chat, but I saw something that kind of disappointed me the other day. But anyway, actually, let me not take shots. Let me not take shots because I don't be knowing some of these people. Let me not take shots. But there's this, I guess there's this prevalent idea that they think they're going to be. There's gonna like they really there's people out here, there's dudes out here, particularly Caucasian dudes. They think they're really gonna. They think the solution to this is debating women like this by debating them on Twitter Spaces and going on Twitter Spaces with Andrew Wilson and them and debating 304s about you wasting your time. You wasting your time. And by the way, Pyro is trolling in the chat. Just to let you autistic ninjas know Pyro is trolling, by the way. Right? But watch this. Look at the question that Charlie Kirk poses back to her. Since she wants to bring up slavery and abortion in the same sentence. Look at the question that he poses back to her. Watch this.
The only way to limit human suffering is to ban abortion. Would you ban abortion?
Say that again. Ask that again.
If the only way to limit human suffering is to ban abortion, would you ban abortion?
No.
It was an honest answer. Okay. It was an honest answer.
Yeah.
I could tell you thought deeply about this topic.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
Crazy work. And she don't even realize how crazy she made herself look. How are you like you can't debate something like that. You can't debate a being like this. Somebody had said the perfect comment, and I remember saving it on my phone. I remember this one guy had said, debating a woman is like, especially about stuff like this, debating women is like playing chess with a pigeon. Even though you're going to win, the pigeon is just going to poop on the board and fly away. So where's the win? There's really no win. There's no win. So, and mind you, I'm gonna rewind it one more time for you. Let me rewind this one more time for you. Because I got an opinion on that too. He asked if the only way to limit human suffering is to ban abortions. Would you ban abortions? Or sorry, baby deletions, right? And for her to even have to think about that, told me everything I needed to know about her. People might say, oh, she's dumb or she's nah, I don't yo, all the stuff that women are marching for and all this stuff, everything is just them to defend their right to be an open 304 without consequence. And just for them to dominate that power dynamics of, I can just be a 304 and still succeed in life. You know what I mean? So they want to have that status. They want to be able to have the respect, because you see how, like, you know, how men will be messing with multiple women and it still doesn't get counted against them really in the grand scheme of things. Even if the man destroyed his family, the man is still only going to be judged on his works. But women, the 304s, they want to take that up a notch. They want to do that, but not even accomplish nothing. They just want to be a 304 with just zero consequence, and their status unaffected. and mind you, and have it not destroy their family. Have it not destroy their family. That's what they want. They want to take that, but up a whole other level, right? This is the goal.
To limit human suffering is to ban abortion. Would you ban abortion?
No.
And would you ban abortion?
No.
I'm trying to rewind it to the part where she asked him to say the question one more time.
Say that again. Ask that again.
If the only way to would you ban abortion?
Say that again. Ask that again.
So like for her to even, people might say she's not listening and she's not listening carefully, but for her to tell him to ask it twice, she understood them, and then by the time she answered it, she understood exactly what he was saying. It's my right to delete the kids over everything. That's it. That's all. That's literally all that matters to the feminists. That's all that matters to them. The right to delete their kids over everything. And mind you, for her to say even for the chance to limit human suffering, they're not going to waive their rights to delete their kids. It also reminds me of those videos. I don't know if you've been seeing these videos where it's a guy, he's going around interviewing young women, and he's asking them, would you rather give up your right to vote or give up your right to delete your kid? And every single one of those women that he's asked, they all said, I would rather give up my right to vote. All of them said, I'd rather give up my right to vote. All of them. All of them. Every video I've seen so far, every single woman has said, I'd rather give up my right to vote than give up my right to get a baby deletion. That's people might say that's scary or whatever, but I look at it, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. And mind you, guys, if you see this girl on campus, if you one of them famous dudes, or you an athlete, or you one of these people with clout, don't knock her up, because she finds out who you are, she's gonna keep it. That same girl here that's just like, no, I want to delete my kids and blah blah blah. Let the right one knock her up, and that guy goes, hey, are you gonna delete the kid? She's gonna get offended. She's gonna get offended, and she's gonna be crying. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, she's gonna feel I done seen bitches in life be talking all that ish. Then they meet a guy, and then they fall for the dude, and then it turns out they were the side chick all along. And they're literally like a baby in tears, talking all that ish. I'm talking about cash money ish. Or the guy just disappears into the night, and it turns out the guy was like one of these traveling, he had one of these traveling jobs. The dude was lying the whole time. You got to see, because I don't know, I'd be catching a lot of people at their lows. So you be seeing who people really are a lot of the times during those times. And the stuff I done seen women break down over is just over some nonsense. Over some nonsense. After I done see them talk cash money ish.
Only way to limit human suffering is to ban abortion. Would you ban abortion?
No.
It was an honest answer. Okay. It was an honest answer.
Yeah.
I could tell you've thought deeply about this topic.
Yes.
Okay.
Like,
Thank you. Great. Yep.
Like I said, they're willing to go down with the abyss just to.
If the only way to ban
because the normies are going to be like, damn, she got destroyed. But in her mind, she didn't get destroyed. She thought she won. She won in her mind. She won that debate in her mind. And but that's the thing. What people don't understand is women like this, they make up the rules as they go along in life. So she's a goalpost mover. She's moving the goalpost as she goes along in life. So she doesn't have, nobody's going to make her stand on what she said. Later on in life, when she becomes a conservative and gets saved by the blood of the lamb, right? And she becomes a conservative at the age of 27, 28, 29 years old. She's gonna act like the colleges made her think what indoctrinated her into thinking what she's thinking. So when she's pressuring her future husband into having kids with her, or pressuring her husband into paying for her her in vitro fertilization, whatever, her IVF treatments, if she waits too long, and then her husband will come across this video and he's gonna be like, wait, do you even want kids? And she's gonna be like, no, but that was the past, and I was indoctrinated, and that's what's gonna happen. So she's never gonna have to. A woman like this is never gonna be, or I'll just say a person like this, she doesn't have to stand on what she said, especially a Caucasian broad. They a Caucasian broad, she doesn't have to stand on nothing. She's gonna move. She is allowed to move the goalposts whenever. I mean, these are the same beings that are able to retroactively remove consent when it comes to sexual encounters. So you think that she's above acting like she got tricked, or she got quote unquote indoctrinated by the left? You know what I mean? So this is gonna, like I said, this is gonna be the same broad later on in life, pressuring her husband to have a kid, or if she waits too long, pressuring her husband to pay for IVF. And when it comes to this, like I said, this whole pro-life versus pro-choice, it's whatever. When it comes to that, women are neither pro-choice nor pro-life. I used to have the stance that I said that women are actually secretly pro-life. It just depends on what time of the day it is. Right? So I always gave people the analogy. I made the video in 2022, right? And I gave the thing where I gave the perfect scenario where women will keep a kid out of spite. So say it'll be like a dude that knocks her up. She comes back, she finds out her birth control didn't really work, and she's gonna be like, damn, I'm pregnant. And the dude is gonna, instead of hugging her, the dude is gonna be like, yo, how much do I owe you? You know, can we pay for a baby deletion? She's going to get mad at that guy, and just out of spite, she's gonna keep the kid. Now, in contrast, if that same guy was so supportive and like, oh yeah, let's prepare for the baby, she's gonna delete the kid. That's and people talk about, the Hail Mary, the Tom Likas thing, whatever. They call it the Hail Mary attempt. Sometimes you don't even got to really do it. Technically, all you got to do is be like, you got to be an ultra simp and be like, I'm so glad we're going to have a kid together. Now, if you're a Chad, that's different. If you have the genetics that she's looking for, that might be different. She might just keep the kid either way. But if you're just a regular dude and she thinks you're the kid, I'm sorry, and she thinks you're the father, and she tells you, Just be ultra supportive. Be like, oh my God, you're gonna be a great mother. We're gonna raise, say a lot of we and this and whatnot. Be very cringe about it. She's gonna be like, you know what? I think we should get a baby deletion. Now, I'll tell you what's gonna make it worse though. If you're, especially if you're a Chad Tyrone type person, or you're a person with certain traits that she likes, like say if you have blue eyes, you have green eyes, whatever, and you come out the woodworks and tell her, yo, we got to delete the kid, just off rip, she's going to keep it. She's going to keep it. And there's nothing you can do about it. there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And technically that should be a crime. But like I said, when it comes to women and this particular pro-life, pro-choice thing, they're making up the rules as they go along. I also showed you guys the example of the former military dude that deleted the potential baby mother, right? It was a older military dude that was going out with that 19-year-old, right? I showed you that I always show people that clip where she initially she agreed to have a baby deletion, and then she changed her mind last second and tried to avoid the boyfriend, and he found her and deleted her. And there were women in the comment section. I showed you. They said he should have been charged with double murder. Now, mind you, she was only a month in, and I'm talking about like she was at that, like, in terms of the time that she was pregnant, it was clearly not enough time for it to be a fully formed kid, because she was able to schedule a baby deletion procedure. But women were all in the comment section. Women, mind you, they said that is a double murder. Mind you, these are the same ladies that if you told them, oh, we should probably ban baby deletion, these are gonna be the same bras talking about this is just a clump of cells. It's not a life. This is not murder, blah, 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 blah. But they were all in the comment section saying that guy should be in jail for double murder. They're making up the rules as they go along. You cannot debate with people like this. You cannot debate with people like this. Shout out to South Holland. He said, I know plenty of women who say they never wanted kids, but as soon as they got pregnant, it was a whole other story. That's usually how it works. That's what people don't even understand. People don't understand. This lady right here, she's going to be a mom. She's going to be a mom. And then she's going to act like she never said what she said here. All these so-called trad con women that you're seeing getting famous, they were don't be shocked if there was like some secret videos out there of them when they were younger, when they were in college. They were saying stuff similar to this. Don't be shocked. But that's what they're gonna do, man. That's what they're gonna do. And like I said, dudes, please, because what happens is I be feeling bad for these athletes, though. I really do. People might not, because they're just looking at these guys like, oh, are they just getting all the women? But I don't think people understand. What happens is these athletes will be talking to these women, and they really think that, oh, if I just give her some money, she'll do the baby deletion. She really believes in baby deletion, so I can just, okay, so if something happens, she'll just go through with it. Nope. Same thing. What's it? I hate to bring up Fresh, my doppelganger, but I hate to bring him up, but I bet you Fresh was thinking, oh, bitches don't want my kid. Look at my grill. There's a lot of low self-esteem dudes that will do stuff like knock up a hooker or ski inside strippers and think, oh, well, I'm a nobody, so I can just do something that reckless and she's not gonna keep the kid. Bro, people don't understand how this works, man. I'll never forget. What's it? I think 2 years ago. It was either a year ago or 2 years. No, this was 2 years ago. Yeah, this was 2 years ago. Met this girl. She's a stripper. And you be shocked. The girls you see that be stripping and they be like 19, 20, 21 years old and they already have a kid. You're like, how? Why? Why did you keep? I'm talking about. I remember that one specific girl. I just happened and I was just looking at her, but then I saw her legs, right? But she was an athlete, but I could see the stretch marks. And then I just was kind of telling by the demeanor, was looking around at her. I'm like, you have a kid, right? She's like, how do you know? I was like, yo. But I keep all these ladies that are clearly unfit to have one. They'll just keep a kid. They'll just decide to keep a kid just out of random. You don't for reasons you don't even understand why. She's clearly not in no position. She clearly doesn't even know who really the father is, but she'll just keep a kid. She'll just keep one. She'll just keep one. This is why I try to tell dudes, don't be reckless. Please don't be reckless. Because you think, oh, if something happens, she'll just tell you. Or if something happens, oh, I'll just take this abortion. It's no telling what she's going to do. It's no telling what she's going to do. I'll say this. I'll just only say this, that the ones that I've seen delete the kids, it seems like the kids that they do delete are the ones where the dads actually want her to keep the kid and then she'll go on and delete it. It's weird, but that's the only time I'll see them like voluntarily, okay, let me let me go to the hitman's office and get rid of this one. Pyro said, all this tells me is women are shallow, but not that shallow. And Fresh thought he was safe because he's kind of chopped. He thought Fresh thought because he was ugly. He thought he could just shoot up the club of a Asian escort, right? And he thought, oh, I can just I'm just sitting there like, first of all, Fresh got to understand, like, Fresh, you see all these rappers with these baby mama trouble. I want you to put a face, a 1-by-1 face off. All of them are chopped too, but they got to be careful because they got status, they got money. And with Fresh, maybe it's not really a status thing, but he's perceived to be a person with money. So she's going to keep your kid. God wants you to have this baby, Fresh. Ah, man. South Holland says it best. He said the amount of women who have ruined their lives out of having kids out of spite is staggering. And once people start figuring it out, it's not, a lot of the times people just think it's money or it's genetics, which is a lot, but we underestimate the amount of times kids are being kept out of spite, just out of pure spite, not even money. It's not even about the money, genetics. What else? What else am I missing? Right? But just out of spite, we underestimate that. Like the dudes that don't do the proper aftercare, the Chads that they were with, and he goes, I want nothing to do with you, and she just keeps the kid. Or the dude that says, look, we're not together. Why are, like, like I'll pay for like I'm talking about these dudes are literally begging the women, look, I'll pay for the procedure. Please do not keep this kid, and they'll just keep it. Yo, because those are the ones I'd be paying attention to. Because I'll say this for the dudes with good genetics, y'all should know better. y'all should know better. Like remember what's her name? Remember the interview I covered with Elle, the girl from the Shawarma podcast, and the dude that was 6'6" with like blue eyes. I'm like, bro, you should have known. And they were together though, but they were together. They were together. So for a little bit, even though they weren't married, but they were together at one point, right? So he should have known that, like, eventually she's gonna keep one of your kids. Whatever woman he's with, she's going to talk herself into keeping one of your kids. But the amount of women that will just keep a kid just out of, oh, the dude's about to break up with her, then she'll trap him with a kid. The dude will just say, you should do OnlyFans instead of you'll tell a girl, you'll be like, why don't you'll tell a girl, oh, maybe you'll encourage her to just explore herself being a 304, and she'll be offended by that she'll just become a 304 just out of spite. And she'll blame you for it. That's what's happening with what's it, DDG and Ruby Rose. He just recommended you might as well do OnlyFans since you're already showing off everything. And that's what she ended up doing, starting an OnlyFans and blaming DDG for it. And the actuality of the situation is she's upset because she liked DDG for a particular reason. Could be any reason. Maybe she saw him as a beta marriage material guy in the future. Maybe she liked him physically. Well, for whatever reason, she took a liking to him, and she was hurt that he basically recommended her that she just be a full-time 304, and she just started the OnlyFans out of spite. Just out of spite. And she was just hurt because DDG didn't see her as main chick material. There's a lot of women that do this thing. You're just like, wow. But particularly keeping the kids out of spite, which let me focus in on that real quick. The stuff that women complain about, the difficulties of pregnancy and them being scared to go through labor and all this stuff, for them to go through all of that just to spite a man, that's staggering. They said like the pain of childbirth is similar to that of a man having to pass a kidney stone or a woman passing a kidney stone. They say like the pain, the scale of the pain is similar, right? Look, I know dudes, I know women, or I'll say this, I know dudes that have had kidney stones, have had to pass a kidney stone. I'm pretty sure if you gave them the option to just, hey, do you want to forgive the dude that beat you up? Do you want to forgive the dude that you got into a fight with, or you had to do that, or you had to pass a kidney stone? Most dudes is just gonna pick, let me just forgive the dude. Let me just forgive the dude, just so they can avoid the pain of having a kidney stone. But for women to just go through all of what it goes through to produce a kid just out of spite, that shows me this is where we kind of underestimate the emotions, how deep emotions run with women. We really underestimate how deep emotions run with women, right? He said, yeah, in the lives of the kids and the dad. He said, same with divorce. My friend's wife got him fired and then divorced him. She literally hurt her own pockets out of spite. Yeah, they will do that. Even look at the Shannon Sharp situation. Look at the Shannon Sharp situation. Like, she doesn't even she's asking for how many $1 million? Now, Shannon Sharp basically lost all of his money. He lost the potential $100 million contract. He lost damn near most of his sponsorships. He's not even going to be able to see 10 million. It was actually smarter for her to wait until he signs the deal so the money is guaranteed, and then she should have extorted him. But she was so mad at him out of spite. She ruined her own bag. Now she's not even going to see none of that money because she just wanted to show how powerful she was in the court of in the court of public opinion. Because if she was smart, she would just wait. She should have just waited until Shannon Sharp signed the $100 million deal and then asked for $10 million, and she would have been set for a while. But when women are on that revenge tour, they don't care. And when they feel like their emotions has been, disrespected or they've been slighted, they will like because sometimes we look at it like as a man at our emotions, but really at the end of the day, most of our beefs, it can get squashed. It can get squashed. Even if there is a woman involved. A lot of the stuff that men go through, it can get squashed. I've seen, even if it's going to be temporarily, you'll see gang members get into full shootouts and something happen and they'll get into at least a temporary truce. Single mom raised and all. And it will still get a temporary truce and blood has been spilled. But I think because men can have an ability to squash beefs, or we don't really take certain things personal. We underestimate how personal women will take certain things, because we forget like women are a whole separate entity than a man. Men are completely different from women, so we underestimate the depths how low women will get. Because we'll talk about South Holland's the scenario that he described. The stats are already out there. We already know the kid will thrive better with dad and a mom, or just a dad. And it's actually better for the woman if it's actually better for women. Other women that have done this will tell you this. If they actually give more custody to the dad, or have it shared custody without the courts being involved, it's better for the kid. It's better for everybody. It's better if everybody can get along on that. But they don't care. They will ruin the kid's life. They will ruin everybody's life if it just means inconveniencing the dad's life for just a little bit. Even just knowing that she inconvenienced the dad just a little bit, even if it means making herself broke and stealing money from the child's future college fund just to prove a point. They'll do that, But this is this is why, like, men, we have to be very careful when you're dealing with, particularly when you're talking about women's emotions. And if you don't want to deal with that, then don't deal with women. just don't deal with them. But there's no circumventing this for the most part. There's no circumventing this. I'm just gonna find a woman that knows God and can control her emotions. Good luck, bro. Good luck with that. With a good head on her shoulders. You think a bitch with a good head on her shoulders is just gonna be single? Yo, man. Oh Lord. Anyways, let's talk about Joy Taylor now. Right? So right here we got Joy Taylor. She's making the rounds again. Now, just to let you guys know, so remember when I had dropped the news that Joy Taylor got suspended? Well, she got reinstated, so she didn't lose her job. She's still on FS1. She didn't lose her job. Now, the executive that was named in the hairstylist lawsuit, he got let go. Charlie Dixon, the FS1 executive, he got let go. Now, and then Skip Bayless, he got let go a while back, right? Like he got let go a while back, but Joyce Taylor still has her job, even after everything I read towards you. So for Charlie Dixon to lose his job, but not Joy Taylor, that's and Skip Bayless is not there at FS1 no more, but Joy Taylor is still there. That's very interesting to me. Like that's crazy work. How are the other lawsuits true, but not Joy Taylor's? You know, but that shows like I told you, that is the only lawsuit from abroad that I've ever believed. The one by the hairstylist. And the reason why I believed it was because she was very specific on who it was. She said it was just that one man. And then she was telling no, Colin Cowherd was a good person, but Skip Bayless did this and Charlie Dixon did this. And then when she would mention the other men, she would make it clear, no, these guys, they're just part of the story. They weren't assisting in the nonsense. And then on top of that, when she dropped all that stuff on Joy Taylor, I was like, you know what? I think she's telling the truth, even about Skip Bayless. And it looks like I'm being proven right, because they have swept Joy Taylor's dirt under the rug like we're just supposed to forget. So now, by the way, so Joy Taylor, she has also, let me show you this. She has relaunched her podcast, by the way. So remember the podcast that she had with Taylor Rook. So so Joy Taylor relaunched the podcast, but Taylor Rook is not a part of that podcast anymore. And by the way, I'm talking about all their past videos have been scrubbed. They're not there anymore. So all the past videos that she has had with Taylor Rooks has been scrubbed. Now that's very interesting to me, because I accused Taylor Rooks of being on the same program as Joy Taylor. Now, as I see the separation Taylor Rooks is trying to create from her and Joy Taylor, maybe I might have to apologize to Taylor Rook for dropping that video on her. Maybe she doesn't roll like that. Maybe I could be wrong, because I'm seeing efforts. I don't know if it's an effort on Joy Taylor's part, but if it's an effort on Taylor Rook's part to separate from Joy Taylor, maybe I got Taylor Rooks all wrong. Maybe. I don't know. That's something I'm going to have to find out by myself. But she has relaunched her 2 personal podcasts, and her first episode on the relaunch is with another scamming 304, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Oh man. So right there, they said this week Taylor relaunched the podcast, formally announcing that Rooks is no longer part of the show. The name of the podcast did not change, but past episodes have been scrubbed from the channel. They said she says Taylor Rooks is an extremely busy woman. And with her NFL and NBA commitments in 2025, she is not going to be able to do too personal in season 2. So I will be your host moving forward. That is interesting. That is very interesting. I might have to do an official apology. I might have to do an apology about Taylor Rooks. Maybe she isn't that type of person. Maybe it's just the athletes just being thirsty. Maybe it's just the athletes being thirsty. Maybe I could be wrong, but we shall see. We'll see about Taylor Rooks. We'll see. But I always, like I said, back in the day, I would give Taylor Rooks a pass because I felt like Taylor Rooks wasn't on her evil feminist arc yet, because I've never really seen her go out her way to make Negro athletes look crazy. So I always had given her credit for that. But I'm like, yo, if you rolling like Joy Taylor, I can't rock with that. I can't rock with that. But we shall see. We shall see. But anyways, back to Joy Taylor, because she has been making the rounds these past couple of weeks, because it looks like she's in the clear. It looks like she gets to just move on with her life, even though everybody saw what they saw in the hairstylist lawsuit. So here she's going to be on Paul Pierce's podcast, The Truth After Dark, and she's going to be talking about her dating preferences. She's going to be talking about the dating age limit, how young she's willing, how young of a man she's willing to date, and then she's going to talk about how she doesn't want to date a religious man. So this is some interesting stuff. Let me see the comments real quick. Okay, so let's watch this podcast real quick. Yeah, that should work. Should I put the music on? Yeah, I should. I should put the music on, just in case. Just in case. But anyways.
I'm also, like, I say this tenderly because I'm 38 fucking years old. So yeah, like, I've been working for 20 years. I'm a professional adult.
So we can cut off.
Let me see.
I'm also, like, I say this tenderly because I'm 38 fucking years old. So yeah, like, I've been working for 20 years. I'm a professional adult.
So we can cut off a lot of dudes if you dating, not dating, whatever. But like Future, what's the age limit?
Age limit?
As far as youth to older. What's the?
So this is interesting. So Aura off back, they're gonna ask, how young will you go when it comes to dating? And let's hear her answer. Mind you, like she said, she's 38 years old. But let's hear her answer real quick.
Youngest to the oldest. Like, what's your range?
Damn, I'm telling myself right now. I would say right now, at my age right now. Yeah, I would not date younger than 25, 26.
That's a
Why are you laughing? Why is that funny?
No, because I thought she was going to be.
I thought you would say.
I thought she was going to be on.
Now, here I am. I'm thinking, I thought 25 and 26 was too young, right? Whenever a dude would come out and say, "Oh, I'll," it'd be a dude in their late 30s or in their 30s saying he'll date a girl in their mid 20s, and you always see the same thing. What do you want to do with a child? A 25-year-old is a child. And when Leonardo DiCaprio dating 25-year-olds, it was a problem. You know, Shannon Sharp dates a 19-year-old, it's a problem. All these dudes get caught with younger women, it's a problem. But you see the same double standard. when a older woman or a 38-year-old or 40-year-old woman saying, "Oh, I'll date a 25-year-old," then it's no problem.
Also like 35 to
Me
57.
too. Oh no, I mean, I don't think I could. I don't know. I'm not gonna get up here and lie. Okay, young men are very aggressive and they do not care how old I am.
Wait, but Joy, I have to ask you because this is a whole thing with women.
25
they're saying
is a
that these
grown
young men
man.
are really.
25 years grown. I agree.
They're saying that.
You heard what Joy Taylor said. She said 25 is a grown man. Now, to you simp ninjas that be in the comment section, oh no, 25 too young for me, man. And all of y'all trying to do everything you can to appease the female ego. Now, when it's flipped, when she gets questioned about it, she's like, nah, 25 is a grown ass man. Oh, really? You don't say. I didn't see. You should see some of these people in the comment section in the Shannon Sharp situation. The age of consent should be raised to 22. It should be raised to 23. What is Shannon Sharp doing with a woman that young? What's Leonardo DiCaprio doing to a 25-year-old? I'm like, and I'd be like, can y'all bitches stop? Just because you're super insecure about women that are younger than you, it shouldn't be like. And shout out to Corey Holcomb for even saying that yesterday. I wanted to applaud him so much for that. I'm like, and Corey Holcomb said this last night. I'm like, do you guys understand? Like, America has some of the most, they have the highest ages of consent in the world. We probably had the highest in terms of when it comes to sex, when it comes to drugs, when it comes to alcohol. I'm like, do you guys, and I be trying to tell dudes, I'm like, you do know that worldwide, the age of consent is 3 or 4 or 5 years younger than what it is here. And when you say it, people just act like you reckless. But it's just it's just the truth. In Brazil, it's 15 or 14. I don't remember, but it's either 15 or 14. I'm talking about in most places. First of all, in most states in America, it's 16, right? But in most parts of the world, the age of consent is around 16 or younger. Somewhere in between 16, 15, or 14. A lot of countries in the world, the age of consent is around 16 years old. This whole thing about you gotta wait till 18, it's not necessarily an America thing, it's really just a California thing, because everything that we learn about the world or what we learn about life is through Hollywood and the entertainment industry, and Hollywood is located in California, so they're always gonna say 18 because in the state of California, the age of consent is 18. So that's what this is how we've been indoctrinated to think. This is how we've been taught to think. And if you're of legal age, you're good. you're good. But a lot of women have really trained and groomed men into thinking, oh, 18 is too young. they really have, and they've really ingrained that into a lot of men. So much so, a man will be 23 and he'll just be afraid. So much so, you had a dude that was in his mid 20s and he got beat up for meeting up with an 18-year-old by other dudes. So women's insecurities have been seeped into just the natural way of thinking. So we're always thinking about, oh, damn, what's a woman going to think if I say this? Right. Okay. Sorry, I just got a text. I got a freaking text anyways. But this is what it is. But now, as the roles are reversed, Now you have women talk about, oh, 25 is a grown man. Now that the roles are flipped. Or you got these young NBA ninjas dating older women. It's okay now. It's okay. Age gap relationships is okay. As long as it's not a man benefiting from it. You know what I mean? This is interesting stuff, man. This is interesting stuff. Let me see this. Pyro said, I bet these women be getting food money on these podcasts. Cart Time Automatic said, I love a black 304. What the fuck? Dude, what kind of comment is that? That kind of remind me of that that Family Guy clip with Quagmire when he was on Star Trek. He's like, hey, how can you get me to get hooked up with that black chick over there? Yo. Oh man, anyways. But isn't that funny? 25 is a grown man. I keep telling, please don't let women control your way of thinking, because when it comes to them, they're gonna speak their mind. Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, Pyro, you're not lying. I know. He said, I keep hearing on Instagram saying people want to bring the age of consent to 25. I've seen that too. You're just like, bro, stop. They'll talk about shit. Why is he dating a 19-year-old? I'm like, but it's okay for the 19-year-old to be openly selling herself on OnlyFans. But older dudes can't smash, or dudes in general can't smash. Come on, stop. Oh yeah, they keep talking about the brain, frontal lobe ain't developed. Man, ever since they introduced that talking point, hoes have been latching on to that point like goddamn Velcro. Ever since they heard about that study. Well, the frontal lobe and the brainstem isn't developed until 25. But it's okay. But it's okay for a hoe to start her OnlyFans at 18, selling pictures of herself for cash apps, like Dr. Umar Johnson said recently. Yo, but it's okay for them to do that. but anyway, but this is what it is. This is what it is right now. Pure double standard.
You ain't about to have me out here on some bullshit. 25 is a grown ass man.
They're saying 25-year-old men are where it's at. All the older women, that's what I'm trying to say. The women that I've been talking to, like in their 30s, late 30s, they're like, like these younger men, they're intentional, they come with it. They're like not playing around. They want to date you.
There's two sides to that. There might be some truth to that, in a sense where there's probably 25-year-old dudes with money that are willing to trick on older women. I do think that, and when I mean trick, I mean spend money to sleep with them. Yes, I do think that's happening, but she's half lying, meaning I'll say it like this: somebody's out here lying about what men my age or younger men are doing. Somebody's lying, because we have younger women or women around that 25-year-old range or 23-year-olds. They're complaining about men are not even approaching them. And they're not making no money. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. They're not approaching. They're not asking women out. Blah, 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 blah. Then you have the same older women that are bragging about younger men are approaching them, which I don't really think that's happening. But they're saying These are the same older women that told women that these younger men ain't doing nothing for you. Don't be doing stuff for guys that ain't doing nothing for you. And how these younger men ain't doing this and they don't have no ambition and blah, blah, blah. But now these are the same older women that are bragging about younger men approaching them. Even though somebody's lying. So I'm going to there's way too many contradicting reports when it comes to younger men. So I'm going to go on a hunch and say that she's just only talking about the younger men that are willing to trick on them in terms of spend money on them, meaning the celebrity men with money or the the basketball ninjas. Or I'm going to err on the side of they're just making a lot of this stuff up so they can give themselves an excuse on why they're going out with a younger man. That's kind of what I'm going to side on. They're probably taking an account of probably one or two younger dudes that did approach them via a dating app. You know what I mean? That was thirsty in their DMs, which is not really something to write home about. So that I ain't buying that. They're just using that as an excuse so they can date a younger man. So they can have an excuse on why they are dating a younger man. Oh, they're doing this and they're doing that. I thought they weren't doing nothing. What? Oh man, here we go, man. Too many contradicting reports. Somebody's lying.
They like treat you like you're a goddess. They appreciate you. They talk life into you. Like
Yeah, she's lying. She's lying.
I'm hearing that these younger men from all these women, they are where it's at. I've never dated a younger man before. No, I've never wanted to.
She's capping. Anyways.
Like at this point, they're talking about
is this the truth after dark? They're telling the truth.
This is what I'm hearing. And even
but I don't like it's 20. I don't want to be clear here because I don't like 25 is a grown man.
It's a grown man.
Okay.
So, like I said, I keep trying to tell men, please don't be afraid to be like, look, 20, whatever, like I'm 30 something or I'm in my 40s or whatever, 22, 24, that's a grown woman. Don't be afraid to say that because now look, they're in the power position. Look what they're saying. Look what they're saying now that they're in the position. 25 is a grown man. Hey boy, you keep living your life trying to hope women are not being offended by what I'm saying, and or women are not going to find me attractive if I say. If you're already thinking like that, you already lost. Because the actuality of that is, if the woman is already into you, it doesn't really matter what you say. But that's a whole other discussion for another time. And I'll say in Joy Taylor's case, yes, there's probably like athletes trying to smash, but that's it. That's it. There's nothing more, nothing less. The lady in yellow, she went too far. She kind of revealed her true colors there. And Joy Taylor, she knows those guys, they're just trying to smash, but she just wanted to put that out there. She just wanted to put it out there that there's younger athletes trying to smash me. She just wanted to put that out there. The lady in yellow, she just went a little bit overboard. She went a little bit overboard. She got excited. Like she got super excited. It almost reminds me of when Columbus Short had said, oh yeah, it's kind of hard to date black women, and she got super excited. But anyway,
you're not about to have me on some bullshit. What else is non-negotiable for you?
I'm less and less interested in religious men, if I'm being honest.
So somebody had asked in the comment section to 25 why. She's willing to, I'm pretty sure she's had dudes that were younger that smashed. She I'm pretty sure she said 25, so it doesn't make her seem like a creep. She's probably smashed 21-year-old. She's had a 22-year-old dude smash. And what she's talking about athletes. She's talking about dudes with money that have tricked on her, right? And when I say trick, meaning spending money on her, right? She said 25 to be respectful. She's had younger guys than that. Yep. So right here, Pyro says, for the past 2 years, I've been hearing women saying men are not even going to places like bars and clubs or even attending single events. Yeah, it's a whole lot of women complaining about men around our age not doing anything. But, oh, these men are out in droves approaching older women in public. I doubt it. In dating apps, maybe. Because what's happening in dating apps or Instagram and Instagram DMs, that's literally night and day compared to like what's actually happening in real life. He said, yeah, I heard the bars are dry. So yeah, like the bars are, and I'm telling you right now, there's ain't no 25-year-old dudes at the bars like that. Not like that. I've only seen one case. Well, I've seen a couple of cases, but it's very minimum cases I've seen. Like I'll say, like, especially because I travel frequently to New York City, right? So I will say the bar scene, it's pretty dry. It's mostly women, and then or like basically work related. Like say if there's a performance being had, it's basically just work buddies coming together and them hanging out. Or if an artist is going to perform, it's basically everybody that the artist knows personally in their life that are there. You're not going to see a whole lot of dudes approaching women. You're not. I've only seen a few cases of that. Like I saw the last time I seen of a case where I saw a dude just openly cold approaching abroad. This was in the year 2023. This was like, I remember it distinctly. It was at a concert, whatever, where I was playing in, and I saw a dude trying that cold approach stuff at the bar to one of the girls. It was one dude, just one dude. And he was not approaching older ladies. He was approaching women his age. So yeah, that whole stuff about they're probably talking about dating apps and stuff that they're seeing in their cougar apps or whatever. That's not real life. Because in real life, they're not even like, dudes are not even trying to be seen with ladies like that. Not in the public. So that's why I think she's stretching it. Particularly the lady in yellow. She's stretching it a little bit. She's stretching it. I think it's just an excuse for them to just if they're out seen with a younger man, that's their excuse. Well, they're approaching us more. Nah, they're not. You just want to date younger men because you can control them better. The same stuff that you were complaining about men dating younger women. The same stuff that they were complaining about why older men are dating younger women. Oh, you're only dating them so you can control them. Meanwhile, women are doing the same exact thing. Same exact thing. But it's even worse because a woman can find a man her age. She can. But she just doesn't like her options, so she's going to just go after a younger man, baby trap him, and then have him pay for 18 years of child support. So that's really what that game is, what those older women are doing to younger men, and then trying to trap a kid out of that dude. It's it's really sick. It's actually way worse than the other way around, but that's just my opinion on that. Exactly. So South Holland said, yeah, dudes are done cold approaching. Oh, hold on for a second. Sorry, hold on for a second. Let me disconnect my mic real quick. Sorry about that, guys, for a second. I had to disconnect my mic. But let me read that comment one more time. Says, yeah, dudes are done cold approaching unless if you're in a low income area, women can't farm, I think. Yeah, farm that anymore. Exactly. So unless she's bragging about like broke ninjas, because they'll literally approach anything. And there's no way she's bragging about that. That's not what even there's largely gargantuan white women that are being approached by those same dudes. So that's not there's no way she's bragging about that. So that's why I think she's lying. Because ninjas in low income areas, they will approach anything. Yo. Yeah, you heard that. I thought I would get away with that, Pyro. Nah, I'm playing. But anyways, let's keep the video playing. Let's get to the second part of the interview right here.
I'm less and less interested in religious men, if I'm being honest with you. I told Paul this the other day. I don't know. You hit me with the man of God thing. I said,
right here, my bad.
I was a grown man. It's a grown man. Okay. You're not. Don't worry about
have
that.
me on some bullshit.
What about it? What else is non-negotiable for you?
I'm less and less interested in religious men, if I'm being honest with you. I told Paul this the other day. I don't know. You hit me with the man of God thing. I said,
but you say God a lot on your podcast.
God?
Yeah, you be like God. Oh my God.
Oh my God. No.
Oh my God. It's different.
Oh my God. It's different than being a man of God. If you're leading, I don't know. I've just had some. I've had some negative experiences with people that lead with their religion.
Are you religious?
How about your hairstylist, Joy? Your ex hairstylist. What kind of negative experiences have they had with you? Never mind. Let's leave that alone. How about your ex-husband? Huh? When you told him, I gotta move. You married him in Miami, but then you say, hey, I gotta go to Los Angeles by myself. You gotta stay in Miami while I gotta be in Los Angeles by myself to make it happen. How about that? But anyways, let's leave that alone. Let's leave that.
Not really. No. So I would say I'm a person of faith, but I'm not. Okay. I was raised in a Baptist church, very, very religious family. I don't think that just because you're a Christian that you are, not living a good life. I'm just saying if that's the first thing that you bring to the table, it's a red flag for me because
I don't they're hiding behind their religion.
I don't care. Why? What does it matter to me?
With that before? That's what that happened.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might have.
This is coming from the wrong person. And mind you, I'm not you'd be I'll be the first person to be, throwing the conservatives and the religious right under the bus, but this is coming from the wrong person. This is I'm gonna have to come to the defense of Christianity here. Joy, the way you moving way too foul to be talking about, I don't if somebody leads with their religion, that's a red flag. Bro, Joy, you are a whole red flag. You are a whole walking red flag. And she said religious, so that means I'm pretty sure she probably also means, if you're a Muslim man too, but she's not going to say that out loud because she doesn't want that smoke. But that's a whole other story. Hold on for a second.
I have a trigger behind that.
I do.
Sure. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
I absolutely. Yeah. I'm acknowledging I'm triggered by this, and it's become a red flag for me. Wow. I'm not saying that if you believe in God that you are a red flag, I also don't give a fuck. So just tell somebody else about it. I think for some men, they think that that's what women are looking for. Like looking for a good Christian man.
Yeah.
And some people are, which is not me. So
that's my thing about religion too. Like, man.
But really, what she's trying to say is she's trying to avoid any man with structure, right? So any man that serves a purpose, serves a purpose larger than him, where there's a structure with it. She doesn't want anything to do with that because she doesn't want to be held accountable to any laws, any doctrines, any rules. Like a woman like Joy Taylor saying this, it makes literally like all non-religious women look bad, because Joy Taylor, she's the clear example of, people will say, right message, wrong messenger, but the messenger matters. I'm sorry. In a lot of cases, the messenger, it does matter. And Joy Taylor is she is the wrong messenger for this. So she's like the wrong person to be saying, oh yeah, religious guy is a red flag. She's the complete wrong person to say that. And mind you, I'm not a religious person myself. And mind you, AJ, he's not a religious person person per se himself, but I'm pretty sure he would agree with me right here. Joy Taylor is the wrong person to hear that. if you're like a person of morality and you hear somebody like Joy Taylor say this, you're just like, huh? Even if you're non-religious, you're like, you're probably the wrong person to hear that from, respectfully.
Man may not lead with it, but some men needed to pull them out of places. Like when there's nothing else, I felt like religion helped me pull me out of some dark places. And I believe
religion or faith.
Faith, probably faith,
right?
More so than
because to me those are two different things. Okay. Believing in God, having spirituality, having a connection with your spiritual side, praying, all those things I do.
Oh, so now this bitch is an expert. I thought so. You see, she. She one of them spiritual broads, them quote unquote spiritual broads. Oh, I pray, I have faith and all this, but I'm just not religious, meaning she wants none of the discipline that comes with the religion. She doesn't she wants none of the discipline, the rules, the structure that comes with the religion. So now here she said, oh no, I pray, I do this, I have faith, and what you doing? So we already know what this is. She just don't want to be held accountable. It's not even really the religion part per se. She just don't want to be held accountable for her how she runs her program. Interesting.
Yeah.
But same. But religion is different.
To lead with let's go to church on Sunday.
I'm Christian, I'm Catholic, I'm Baptist, whatever it is, that's your religion, versus I'm a man of faith because I pray, I believe in a higher power.
But also for me, I feel like a lot of men that are extremely religious think that if we get together that I'm going to start doing that, and I'm not. I'm also
you see, that's what it is. She just doesn't want to follow the rules that come with it. So say if if you're a Muslim man, whatever, and then you want her to start wearing the traditional stuff, no, she's like, nah, I ain't finna do that. Or if you are a Baptist, whatever, you're a Christian, whatever, and he wants her to just go to church with her on Sunday, she's gonna be like, nope. But she still wants to claim the spirituality part. Nah, you just don't want to follow the rules. You don't want the discipline and the structure that comes with it. And plus, just her as a person, she's a whole red flag. She's like the last person. She's like the last person to be talking about, oh, if a guy is leading with religion, it's a red flag. like she like she's like the last person you should want to hear that from. Should I pull up that paperwork? I don't know. Like, should I pull up that paperwork where it told where what the hairstylist said that Joy Taylor said to her, which was crazy work. What she said, because how was it? Okay, Charlie Dixon gets fired. Skip Bayless had already been let go, but Joy Taylor survives. Everybody else is out of the company except Joy Taylor. Nah, man. Joy Taylor was a very big part of the lawsuit. Probably the biggest entity of the lawsuit, a very constant variable in the lawsuit. When I read it when I read the lawsuit to you guys, and she survives. She gets put on leave for a week, and then she comes back unscathed. Oh man. And the stuff that she said that Joy Taylor said to her, what? Man. Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Said men are finally catching on. Jada Black got me looking on Joy Taylor. I was curious if anyone else spoke on it. Hey man, you like I said. Oh, by the way, Brian Kennedy, I did two live streams on Joy Taylor prior to this. So I did the one live stream where when the lawsuit of the hairstylist came out, I read the whole thing. I read the whole paperwork. Even when it came to the executives and it came to the Skip Bayless part, I read the whole lawsuit. And then I did another live stream when I found out Joy Taylor got suspended after the Super Bowl. And then I started celebrating prematurely. I did the prime time strut. What they call it? The high stepping. I was high stepping too early when I found out Joy Taylor got suspended. I started high stepping too early. I did the Deshaun Jackson. I let go of the ball too early before the ball hit the end zone. But it looks like but Joy Taylor, she didn't lose her job. Brian Kennedy said, "Am I the and shout out to Jada Black. I'm also subscribed to Jada Black as well. I've been subscribed to Jada Black for I'm talking about. I'll say I think I've been subscribed to Jada Black since like 2015 or 2016. I think 2014 I've been subscribed to Jada Black, if I'm not mistaken. I remember like I was in high school when I was subscribed to Jada Black. So shout out to Jada Black. I don't agree with everything he says, but I've been subscribed to him for a long time. So shout out to Jada Black, and he would be the type to cover it. He won't miss out on a story like this. I got respect for him. He won't pussy out on a story like this that like a lot of dudes are doing. Seeing a lot of these dudes, you know, they're not afraid to cover the Shannon Sharp stuff. A lot of them celebrate, you know, Millie Rock, you know, on Shannon Sharp's, you know, financial grave right now. But they were afraid they're still afraid to talk about the Joy Taylor situation. This, you know, I find that a bit interesting. But, you know, that's just me. See, Brian Kennedy says, "Am I the only one catching Kardashian vibes from Joy and all these women? She wasn't black until a few years ago. So much so I was shocked." Yeah, when I felt, I was like, she black? Yeah, but like I said, remember in the lawsuit, the hairstylist said that she was racist, that she was making fun of her accent. And like what she was describing that Joy Taylor was doing. I was like, oh yeah, I be seeing girls like Joy Taylor. They be doing that, and they be the number one social justice warrior, but behind closed doors, they be doing stuff like that, making fun of their constituents, their accents, their clothes. Yo, I've seen that in real life. So what she was describing how Joy Taylor was, I was like, this is very believable. This is a very believable lawsuit. When I went over the paperwork, I was like, this is the first lawsuit from abroad that I've ever taken seriously. This I said this is the first. I'm like, this is the first time for everything. This is the first lawsuit I've ever seen that I was like, you know what? She's telling the truth. First one. Even the Skip Bayless part, offering her $1.5 million. I think he did that. I think he said that. And if that's a lie, that was probably the only lie. Everything else she was telling the truth. But I even believe the Skip Bayless part. Maybe it wasn't the exact million, maybe it wasn't the exact money that he offered her, but knowing how Skip Bayless is, his personality, and the actions he took after that came out, having his wife on the podcast the next what the fuck? I was like, I don't think she lying, man. I don't think she lying. I'm like, I don't think she lying. It sounds outrageous, but I don't even think she lying about that part. You know, I'm about to I'm about to bring up that. I'm gonna bring up that paperwork. I don't care, man. I'm gonna bring it up, man. I don't care. I don't care no more. Hey, yo, let me see if it should still be. It should still be there because this happened in January. Low key, this should be easy to find, but oh, did I delete it? No, there's no way. Oh no, it's there. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, nah, nah, hell no. Because when I saw that when the paperwork went public, I went into full hater mode. I was like, yeah, we finna read the whole thing. I said, hell no, we reading the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh shoot, I don't think I can zoom in on it. I don't think I can zoom in. That's crazy work. I don't think I can zoom in. I don't think I can zoom in. But there's a part specifically, a line that I wanted to get to. The part where she was with Acho, with Emmanuel Acho. Which section was that? Because the lawsuit covered everything, even like the reason why that Joy Taylor divorced her first husband. Let me see. And even the part where Charlie Dixon harassed the hairstylist, and then when she told Joy Taylor told her to get over it. Hey, yo, man. That's crazy work. Let me see. Okay, I think I found one of those lines. Let me see here. Which section was it? Yeah, but if you're seeing these posts, it shows the part where her getting racially abused, sexually harassed. Yet Miss Taylor again uses her sexuality to get on a show. Let me see right here. Yeah, section I, right here. So a few months after meeting Mr. Acho at lunch, Miss Faraji noticed him in the hallway while at work. Miss Faraji later asked Miss Taylor if Mr. Acho, who also worked at Fox, Miss Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Acho to eventually recommend her on the show. Speak for yourself. Miss Faraji became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Acho at the same time, as Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man that may become very angry. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. Now, pay attention to this part, guys. Pay attention to this part. It goes on to say she explained that she was also now powerful. And once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. She would not allow herself to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other women talent. And there you have it, boys. Just in case if you guys thought I was making this up. just in case you guys thought I was making this stuff up. Just in case. It's crazy work. Absolutely crazy work. But you know. You already know. You already know. She was going to fake a Me Too case on Broski. And this is just been the plan. And really, Joy Taylor's behavior and how she was asking, because there was more of her doing stuff like this throughout the paperwork, right? And using her like they said on section I, Miss Joy Taylor again using her sexuality to gain positions of power in the company, right? Or to start using her sexuality again to advance herself. What that lawsuit low-key exposed is that a lot of women in that industry, particularly in the sports industry, they're moving the same way as her. That's why I believe that was swept under the rug. Or not just in the sports industry, but really in the industry in general. When you talk about the gaming industry, right? They had caught that one girl who was sleeping her way to the top. But it's not necessarily her sleeping her way to the top. The thing is, because when she's sleeping with these people of power or these men in certain positions, the woman gains leverage, because if she asks the guy for a favor and he doesn't do it for her, or he decides to fire her, then she's going to come in with a lawsuit and talking about, oh, he did this to me. So this is all part of the leverage game. You know what I mean? This is why I always try to tell dudes, don't be really like envious of guys sleeping with certain women at work, because he lost leverage. He has no leverage with that girl. Especially if you're talking about somebody at work. You sleeping with somebody at your job. I'm talking about as a man, you sleeping with a woman at your job. She has the leverage on you, especially in this post Me Too era. Come on. She has the leverage now. Now you got to do what she said. Especially if you're a person, you're above her in terms of rank and status. But again, her case basically showed this is how people are wondering, man, why are all these women like just moving up out of nowhere? This is what they doing. This is what they're doing behind closed doors. But they didn't want to put that part in the public. This is why they kind of they've been trying to sweep that part of the lawsuit under the rug. You see, yeah, and all of them are miserable. Yes and no, meaning they're still getting what they want. But at the end of the day, whatever, if you can give a woman everything that everything that she wants, she's still not going to be happy. So it is what it is. So it's like yes and no. Because at the end of the day, they are going to get what they want via their sexuality. And I guess that's part of the unhappiness part of it, is because they kind of scammed their way to get to what they got to. It's not really a happiness that you get when you do things the right way, but when you actually put in a certain work and you didn't really cut no corners and you actually get the desired result through your hard work or through your diligence, right? Through meritocracy, it's not necessarily a happiness, but there is a satisfaction that comes with it, right? Even if it's temporary, there is some kind of satisfaction. But if you are a scammer, right? If you are a Joy Taylor who had and the way she moves, yeah, she's gonna always get what she wants, but a woman like that can never be happy. Especially if you didn't earn it. So that's why you see a lot of women. That's why a lot of women they're never really happy, because they're just going to get what they want just for existing a lot of the times. So they're never really put in a position where they can say, I earned it. Because in the back of most people's mind, men and women's mind, if they see a woman in a certain position, they're like, oh, she only got it because she's pretty. Oh, she only did it because she slept her way to the top. I mentioned Taylor Rooks earlier. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong about Taylor Rooks. I might be completely wrong. I might have to apologize, because I've seen how she's now trying to distance herself from Joy Taylor. Now, I'll say this: if Taylor Rooks outright puts Joy Taylor on blast on what kind of time she's on, I will go. I swear on everything on everything I love, I will go on here and you will see me publicly apologize to Taylor Rooks, and I will delete that video that I made of her publicly. This will be the first video I've ever deleted on my channel, and I will give her props for doing that. But most women are not gonna outright dismiss a Joy Taylor, because a lot of women are moving like Joy Taylor. But this is why men can even be men will be happy even with the little things. Like they'll complete a task and they'll be happy over the little because they work for it. But most things are kind of just handed to women, and they've kind of made it that way. So even now that they have put themselves in these positions, they're still trying to get stuff handed to them. So this is why a lot of them are not happy. Even now that they're in these positions of power, they're the least happy group of people. They're least happy more than ever. So this is something, you have to take into account as well. Okay. Even the little things, that's why I always recommend women. I'm like, why don't you pick up an instrument or try to, the satisfaction of, you practice something and then you finally play it right. There's a satisfaction that comes with that, right? And it's something that, particularly when it comes to music or learning an instrument, there's a certain satisfaction that comes with learning your part, playing it well, you perform it live, or you you're trying to play a piece that you can't get, and you finally get it right. There's a satisfaction that comes with all the repetition, all the hard work you put in it, and it comes out right. There's a certain satisfaction that comes with that. It's not now, it doesn't last long. As many musicians will tell you, it doesn't last long, but temporarily you can feel that accomplishment, but there's a lot of women out there, it's not enough for them to be around men with power. They want what they have, and now once they start getting what they have, they're still not happy. And it's even worse because a lot of those guys, they earned those spots, and they weren't happy themselves. This is why they get themselves into trouble. Now, imagine the women who are even earning these spots, even close to earning it. They're gonna self-sabotage like never before once they get into that spot. Especially if you didn't earn it, if you're not even really supposed to be at that spot. That self-sabotage is going to be legendary. So anyway, that's all I got on her so far. Excuse me. Let me hit sorry for all the burping I got today. I had like 2 burgers and a hot dog today for food. Wow. I didn't have soda, but I had like a very sugary drink with it. With all these things, I'm like, oh Lord. Went all out. You see. So yeah, this is the video. So yeah, so her first video from the Too Personal show. Is that the first video? Yeah, yep. It's the first video. So all of her videos with Taylor Rooks has been scrubbed. And the first video that she releases on the new part of her chapter with this podcast is with the scam artist doctor herself that we've covered plenty of times on this channel, the alleged Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. The alleged Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Doctor in quotation marks. Somebody's look at the comment section, man. That's crazy. He said having a life coach as the first guest after getting outed for being the exact stereotype of women in sports media has got to be the funniest cope I've ever seen. Congrats to being an embarrassment to all women in media and setting them back 20 years. He said allowing your trauma to define the way you see men in marriage makes sense until you realize you surround yourself with women who echo the same rhetoric. Actively choosing to give your sacred body that God created just for the sake of being in national TV is terrible. I would feel empathetic, but then I realized you had plans to accuse the man you knowingly slept with by choice of grape is pathetic and an egregious lack of honesty and exposes your character. Distance yourself and go for Jesus Christ. He said these doctors and life coaches won't save you. Now he could have left all the God and Jesus stuff alone, just the part of what Joy Taylor was willing to do. And like, I'm pretty sure like there's no like any dude that wasn't living under a rock, any dude that hasn't been living under a rock, they're avoiding women like Joy Taylor and Dr. Cheyenne Bryant like the plague, but particularly Joy Taylor. after everything that's come out, any dude that's knowingly messing or sleeping with Joy Taylor as we speak, you deserve what's coming to you. Because when the information is out there for you like that, and you just choose to ignore it, can't do nothing for you, boy. Can't do nothing for you, man.
I'm 42. My libido's through the roof. I'm enough for 10 women. So you can't possibly be in my house in multiple houses.
Every year I get older, I'm like, what am I gonna do?
What is going on?
I have to have sex every day, and I can't.
Girl, we
I'm
gotta
not.
get married. We gotta find a husband so we can just take him down every morning, every night. Even
Oh, please stop. Any dudes that fall for that, you stupid. You just first of all, what dude's going? Nah. There's no dudes wifing these two up. Even yeah, I know people say this is simp. Nah, not these two. They've just been they've been exposed too much. Even the normies can see right through these two weirdos. Even the normies can see right through these two weirdos. And man, I'll say this. I feel so bad for Shannon Sharp, man. I feel so bad for this brother. He was on the up and up. And then one allegation from a bitter 304. And you know she was bitter too, because she could have waited until the $100 million thing. Because she asked for $10 million. Like, no, he offered her $10 million. She turned it down. And now she wanted 50 million. Where's she gonna get the 50 million from? She's gonna lose. She's gonna lose. She's gonna lose her case. She's gonna lose her case. She's gonna lose it, right? And now she's ultimately gonna get nothing. So that's how you know she was really she just wanted to take him down. Even if it means her losing out on millions of dollars. When and what was interesting, she asked for thousands of she asked for like 25 racks at first, or 50 racks or whatever. 25 racks per cheek, as she said. So but the problem is she took on a lawyer that lawyer, I think his strategy, I don't even think his strategy is to win money. I don't even think his strategy is to win money. And people might disagree with me. Oh, what's his name? Tony Busby. I don't think his strategy is to even win these cases. His strategy is just to ruin those people's PR. That's all. That's his strategy. His strategy isn't even to win money from these guys. His strategy is just to ruin people's PR. That's all it is. And ruin their public image. Because at the end of the day, your PR, your public image, your image in the court of public opinion, that's all that matters, really. That's what most normies are going to take to the bank. Like, you see, like how I'm a person. Let me hold on for a sec. Let me talk to y'all for real quick. Hey yo, man. So hold on. Let me read Huge Soul. I'm not gonna read your name. I just realized what I just did. Let me read Hugh's comment. He said, "Let me remind you of this exchange from the great film As Good as It Gets. How do you write women so well?" Melvin says, "I think of a man and I take away reason and accountability." That's a classic quote right there. But let me talk to y'all for real though about this Tony Busby thing. Let me I'm gonna talk to y'all for real quick. On some real ninja stuff real quick. Let me not hold on, my bad. let me talk to y'all for real. Right. This is the sermon part of the show. The extra part of the show, but this is very important. This is very important. But we got a Tony Busby. His object, his goal is not even to win money from these athletes. It's not, because he's lost a lot of these cases. He's been ousted, but his goal is just to ruin these people's PR and just be the little gremlin, the little poison that just poison people's public image of you. Now, because at the end of the day, what Tony Busby understands, he knows that your PR, your public image is everything in American media. Because this is what most normies latch onto. You see how every time another accusation came up about Deshaun Watson or Shannon Sharp, I don't report it. Or when I see it, I'm basically unfazed because I understand what this fucking playbook is. It's too fucking easy. But most normies, they say, "Oh my gosh, another woman has come out. Another woman." This is how normies think. And it really angers me that this is how normies think. This is why I can't really talk to most people, because I get the norminess gets seeped in. This is why I can't even really talk for real with the people that I know, because they're always going to do the normie stuff. Another woman came out. Well, they're just, what I call that is that they're just stacking the deck. They're just stacking the deck, but it's not even. It's a stacking the deck tactic that's not even going to work, right? They tried it with Trevor Bauer when you had another girl come out. The only thing with Trevor Bauer, what helped with Trevor Bauer, it was a black bitch that tried to come out and say, "Oh, he did the same to me," and people were like, "Wait a minute, wait a minute," So that's what kind of helped him. Because it was the next bitch that tried to come out against Trevor was a black bitch. and I don't know if there's any black women listening to this, but don't try that. People ain't finna believe y'all. But anyways, know your role, know your place. Anyways, this is how it works. He understands, if I just put the doubt, if I just put this in the media, if I just put this, I'm going to ruin this guy's PR. And even though I'm going to lose the case, I ruined him. Deshaun Watson won, but nobody cares. They still make jokes about him online. They still make massage jokes and all. He won his case. But it doesn't matter. And this is why Tony Busby picks the particular people that he picks. He's not going to go after a Jeff Bezos or one of these people that would help him, that would have him disappear. He's not going to do that. So it's this, people are talking about, oh, Tony Busby, he targets black men. Yes and no, meaning black men make themselves easy targets because there's no repercussions for. First of all, black men don't really protect themselves well when it comes to sex. When it comes to in general, number one, and number two, there's no real repercussions into Tony Busby doing what he do, because black men aren't willing to do dirt to make sure certain lawyers are not going after. Because I'm pretty sure there's certain names that have came to Tony Busby's office, and Tony Busby would just throw the file right in the garbage because he's not trying to get unalived. There's certain entities you're not allowed to go after. There's certain players. Hell, there's certain black athletes that Tony Busby can't touch. Now, with Jay-Z, I was shocked with the Jay-Z one. You know what I mean? And mind you, I think Jay-Z is dirty, but I think that case was bogus. That case was bogus as hell, right? But I believe Jay-Z's a dirty dude. That's my opinion. But there's even certain black people that he can't touch because that black person's boss would have him missing or have his kids missing. In America, this is mafia owned. People might think people only respect gangster stuff here in America, man. That's it. Even when you look at Orange Man is mafia. A lot of people don't know that, but that's a whole other discussion for another time. Just look up his ties. Look up the people that back him. He's people only respect gangster stuff in America, bro. That's it. That's it. Why can I not go back to my chats right now? Right now, I'm trying to get to my chats. They won't let me get to my chats. They let me get to my chats. Hold on for a sec. What's going on? Here we go. My bad. Because for some reason, it would not let me get to my chats. I was like, yo, what is going on here? Yeah, exactly. Tony Busby, he's the little menace, but he goes after who he can go after. There's certain people, guys like that, they cannot touch. There's certain people. Do you guys remember? There's this guy on YouTube where he's going through like a divorce or whatever, and his wife is doing like crazy stuff to him, and he can't find no lawyer to take his case because every lawyer that's taking his case ends up going missing. I don't know if you guys saw that I forgot what the man's name is. Guys, lawyers are not like, that's why I don't understand black men for some reason. They don't understand how this game works. They don't like, you got to do some gangster stuff. And I'm not saying people got to be unalived. I'm just saying you can make it very cost defective for people to go after you. There's certain people they will not touch. There's certain people there are certain entities lawyers will not touch. They're trying to stay alive as well. They have kids as well. There's certain entities they will not touch. And for some unknown reason, or black people will talk about how, oh, every time we build something up, it gets destroyed. The white man destroys it. Well, if that's true, why do you guys keep getting it? So if you build something up, you're going to have to protect it. You're going to have to protect it. And these be the same ninjas that be saying they be listening to Malcolm X, and I'm like, I don't think you guys actually listen to him. And he wasn't advocating violence. He was advocating protection. And people can take it however they want. If you're out to take something from somebody and you being dirty and they decide to protect themselves, of course they're going to seem like the bad guy to you, even though you're the dirty one. But if they decide to protect themselves in whatever means that may be, of course you're going to be looked at as the bad guy. Anyways, You can make it very cost effective. You can make it very cost effective. And you there's certain leverages, there's certain leverage that ninjas have that they don't realize that they have. There's actually certain things that they could do to make it where lawyers like Tony Busby, or if there's any lawyers thinking about going that Tony Busby route, targeting athletes and stuff like that, they'll think twice. There's ways you can protect yourself, and I already gave people the solution. What do you have to leverage against the powers that may be to keep them in check? Remember, I showed you that video of because there's certain people, there's even certain black athletes that have protected themselves in certain ways. I don't want to say their names, but I have no problem with them doing that. And people are like, what are you trying to say, Chris? Well, if you coming at them dirty, prepare for what comes with that. I don't gotta worry about none of that, really, in my opinion. I ain't coming at nobody dirty. But I'm talking about there's powers that may be where you're about to expose the truth about them, and they will have you unalived, or you bring the truth. I'm talking about the truth is on your side, and the truth would actually save lives, but it involves taking down a corporation. You bring the truth to the lawyer, and the lawyer will be like, I can't take this case. I can't take this case. I want to stay alive. But if you got a case with some ninjas in it, which I think, and that's another thing too, I think that's why Faraji's case has been kept under the wraps. She had no ninjas doing dirt in her case. Did you guys notice that with Faraji's case? She had no Negro males doing no dirt. It was just Charlie Dixon, an executive, Skip Bayless, and Joy Taylor, who's a black woman, but a woman at that. They're not trying to make women look bad out here. So there's no case. Bottom line. Now, when Michael Irvin just even had a little bit of just an accusation against him, they suspended him. Just the accusation, even though everything, the video came out, the audio came out, and the bitch was clearly in the wrong. Michael Irvin did nothing but just the accusation. That's it. That's what I think where Faraji, that's where she made a mistake. She needed to put a ninja at the platter. She didn't offer no ninjas at her platter with the lawsuit. That's something I never really even put into that's something I just realized right now. She had no ninjas in her lawsuit. So that lawsuit it ain't gonna hold water. Let's see. Peanut BTR Posse. I think that's his name. He said, I've never seen defending champs say 1-2-3 Cancun quite like the Celtics. They are not hungry. They're good with their money and the chip from last year. Yeah, from what I've heard, I saw they lost by like 1. I didn't see the game, but I'm getting the same reports where basically they got caught out, and then like the first game, the game 1 against the Knicks, they choked a big lead because they were chucking up all these threes, even though they were up a certain amount of points. They were still chucking up threes for some weird reason. Oh, Pyro, you're not trolling, right? You say you don't know Jay-Z like that? Wait, Pyro, are you trolling? I don't know if you're trolling with this one. He said doesn't Jay-Z make beat? I know you live in Jamaica, but are you not familiar with Jay-Z with his title? And I'll say this, if the answer is if you don't know Jay-Z, that's actually understandable because Jay-Z is not as internationally known as we think. I was about to say. Because believe it or not, 50 Cent is actually more well known worldwide than Jay-Z. Right? Same thing with like not his title. So exactly. So Jay-Z is a rapper. So Jay-Z's a rapper, but he has kind of like moved on. Like now he's more of a exactly. I figured. I figured. So Jay-Z is a rapper. That's how he started off of, but now he's more of a mogul, billionaire, business. He's more of a business guy now, but he's still a rapper. He's still a rapper, kind of. I don't think he really makes music anymore, though. I I don't think he really raps anymore. Um, but I think Kanye is more worldwide famous than Jay-Z now, and Jay-Z was the one that signed Kanye. But I'll say this: 50 Cent is actually more worldwide, known more worldwide than Jay-Z. Jay-Z is what you called a selected individual. When they say that like Tom Brady's the GOAT, that's more of what the media just tells us to think. So the media had select, Jay-Z as the alleged, king of the rappers, right? The king of the Negro rappers, right? They selected Jay-Z to be that guy. Even though in my opinion he's not that. Same thing with Tom Brady. He's not the GOAT of football. That's to me, that's wild work. Like I even seen people say that they said that Tom Brady's the best athlete of all time. I said, are y'all kidding me? I say they don't even know Tom Brady. Like they don't even know Tom Brady outside of the USA. In fact, there's basketball players currently that are playing currently that are American basketball players that are playing currently that are way more well known than Tom Brady. But you have people that are kind of like selected, to be the face, like a Tom Brady, Jay-Z, LeBron, right? You have these people that are kind of like selected to be the face, and then you have the actual face or the actual talent. Like people like Tom Brady, even to a lesser extent, Jay-Z, these people are protected. These are not the GOATs. Like Jay-Z is like, to me, Jay-Z's not even in my top 10 of all time. Not even like he's not even in my top 10 of all time. Right. Now, I'm not going to say Tom Brady's not in my top 10 football players of all time. He's definitely the best quarterback of all time. But to me, Tom Brady is not the best football player of all time. No. If you're going to put a quarterback there as the best football player of all time, unless if you're saying Joe Montana, right? Or one of these people that played back in the 90s, 80s, back when you can actually tackle the quarterback, then okay, I'll give you that. But like quarterbacks are not even allowed to be tackled. I can't put you as the GOAT. Like if the NFL is constantly changing the rules to help you look better, I can't put you as my GOAT. I can't do that. I can't do that. There have been athletes that came along that were so transcendent, that were so great, where the entities and the powers that may be literally implemented rules to stop them from thriving. We take Lawrence Taylor, for example. They had to create a position to stop people like Lawrence Taylor from thriving. They created a whole position, made a whole position famous to protect the blind side of the QB. They had to make a whole position like it's the second highest paid position on the offense, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but it's like one of the top highest paid position, the left tackle, or if the quarterback's right-handed, the right tackle, right? They have to they have to give him so much money because Lawrence Taylor was so dominant. That's GOAT status. Even how about this? Let's talk about women's sports. Do you know how much time Serena Williams had been drug tested? Do you know how many times Serena Williams has been drug tested? Usain Bolt in the men's sports, drug tested. Messi, believe it or not, has been drug tested so many times. It's crazy. But some of these people that y'all be saying is the GOAT, I'll be like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I've seen. I don't know, man. Tom Brady, to me, in terms of like greatest athletes of all time, not even in terms of athletes overall, not even in my top 10. Not even in my top 10. First of all, you got to get all the individual sports out of the way, which is the boxing, tennis, right, etc., swimming, right? You got to get those out of the way because in football, you only play in one position, right? American football. I always say the best athletes of all time. You got Floyd Mayweather, you got Michael Phelps, you got Usain Bolt, right? Roger Federer, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Deion Sanders, right? These are great athletes, right? Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Shaq, Kareem. Great athletes, man. Just great athletes. Oh, I forgot about Wayne. My bad. Wayne Gretzky. My bad. Wayne Gretzky. Because I was just thinking about only the Americans. Let me see. Wait, it's great. Hold on. Because I'm not really a hockey guy, but let me see. Check something. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky's Canadian. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky's Canadian. Because I was thinking about all the Americans real quick. My bad. But yeah, Wayne Gretzky, yeah, because his stats was crazy work. His stats is crazy. Yo. Talk about the definition of crazy work. And by the way, Pyro is just trolling. Pyro is just trolling, by the way. Just to put it out, he's trolling. He's just trolling. But I'm talking about there's a plethora of like soccer players that I would put over, like a plethora of soccer players that I would put over Tom Brady, like a plethora. That's why I'm like, I don't know about this whole Brady being the GOAT. He's definitely not the GOAT of all athletes. That's just my opinion. This is just what I see. It's hard for me to put a quarterback as the GOAT. That's just, I don't know. I can't agree with that. I can't agree with it. I can't agree with it. It's hard for me to put a position where I'm talking about like You see running backs get their legs smashed. Rob Gronkowski, how many times people have targeted his knees? And then in contrast, if you hit a quarterback in his lower extremities, it's a flag. It's like it's literally a rule. You're not allowed to hit quarterbacks in their lower legs. You can't sack quarterbacks with the full weight of your body on. I'm like, how can I call somebody like that the GOAT if they can't even get tackled like everybody else? They run, they can slide, they can run out of bounds without getting touched. While everybody else is at risk at CTE. You know? But yeah, that's all I got for today. I'll just say this about Joy Taylor. I cannot believe this broad. I cannot believe she has survived this storm. I can't believe it. But I'm shocked that I'm shocked. You know how I'll be saying I'm shocked that they're shocked. That's one of my favorite statements to make, but I'm gonna use it on myself. I'm shocked that I'm shocked that she got away with it. I should know better by now. I should know better what kind of world that we're living in right now. I should already know better, but I thought that they were going to actually take Faraji's lawsuit seriously when it came to Joy Taylor, but I'm shocked that I'm shocked. How about that? How about that? I'm shocked that I'm shocked. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in for today. Next, I will say this next live stream that I do, I will open up the panel. I will definitely open up the panel next live stream. It's gotta be something like trending though. It's gotta be something really trendy. I just gotta make sure that I just gotta make sure the next live stream that I'm doing is something very popular, something very 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 popular. Right. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for participating in the live chat. Thank you for all the usual suspects for tuning in. And sorry for doing it late. Sorry for doing it late because I created the live stream at 9:30-ish. And I scheduled it at 10 p.m. because I had some extra time on my hands. I was like, let me just do this real quick. And I might have to do an apology video to Taylor Rooks. You never know. You never know. I might have to do it. I might have to take that L. And I'm more than glad to do it if I'm wrong. Trust me, I'm more than glad to do it. If I find out Taylor Rooks is actually really righteous and it's just the athletes being on thirst mode, I will go on here and apologize. I'll apologize. I'll apologize. But anyways, thank you guys. Let me see. Yep. He said, bro, she survived and talking big. I'm talking big-ish. Talking about sex, talking about all that stuff. What? After everything, with her chest out, with her fake titties out. By the way, her titties are fake. I hope you guys do, or they're enhanced. I hope you guys know that. But anyways, with her chest all out, bragging, crazy work. But anyways, I milli whopped too soon. I high stepped it in the end zone too soon, man. But anyways, that's it for today. Take care and take it easy. By the way, please watch Corey Holcomb's latest 5150 episode. I believe his last two episodes have been very powerful. Please take a listen to Corey Holcomb's 5150 show. Very powerful stuff indeed. Even yesterday when he stuck up for Shannon Sharp, I actually respected that, even though he was still making fun of him. It shows his objectivity. Shout out to Corey Holcomb. What video will I leave it off at? Let's see. How about this one right here? Yep, right here. This one, I like this. All right, take it easy, guys. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Would have been. I would have been. I would have been. I would have been. I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you were at your wit's end? That is my point of view.